that's crazy. You in there with blood.
A concerned OTF member who spoke to Lil Durk isn't about to let him down. So right after Lil Durk's suspicious prison transfer, he promised to help the rapper out.
I said, I know you're a rich ass nigga, but if you need anything, you know I got you.
For the first time, the OTF leader partly acknowledged that he might need some saving, especially from Quando Rondo affiliates, who rumors say attacked him in jail. We're about to find out what really happened inside Lil Durk's former prison. Lil Durk reportedly transferred after jail incident. You must have been living under the rock if you didn't know the rivalry that has since plagued these two drill rappers, Lil Durk and Quando Rondo. Since 2020, there has been a raging feud between them which has claimed casualties on both sides. Although Lil Durk and Quando Rondo have managed to survive several onslaughts over the last 4 years, Lil Durk's recent arrest and incarceration have created a heightened level of fear for his safety. This is because the federal jail where he is being held not only houses several dangerous criminals, but many of them are allegedly affiliated with Quando Rondo, his arch-enemy. Furthermore, the FBI indictment against Lil Durk, alleging that he is the mastermind behind the murder-for-hire plot that killed Quando Rondo's cousin, Lil Pab, has put the Chicago rapper in a tight spot, as rumors of a possible reprisal attack against Durk continuing to surface over the past few days. Amidst these rumors, Lil Durk was hurriedly transferred from the notorious Miami jail to a California prison under protective custody. As word about Durk's transfer filtered to social media, rumors about a jail incident involving the rapper simultaneously began to circulate online. According to the unconfirmed reports, Lil Durk had been the target of an attack from inmates alleged to be affiliated to Quando Rondo. Although no additional details were provided regarding the severity of the attack, the incident prompted authorities to swiftly move the All My Life rapper to a much safer location. The report made the already tense atmosphere surrounding Lil Durk's case even worse, and the fact that fans had not seen or heard from the rapper since his arrest on October 25th just allowed for the spread of various conspiracy theories and rumors regarding Durk's well-being. Now this is where it gets tricky. As speculations ran wild, an audio clip of an alleged phone call between Lil Durk and one of his homies was shared on Instagram on November 15th. The clip was uploaded by Instagram user 900BruBru, and it marked the rapper's first public communication since he was arrested. This never-before-seen recording was shared alongside the caption, "Just got off the phone with my brother at Lil Durk. He in good spirits, staying positive and fighting to get back home to his kids and family. We're not glorifying negativity. We're more than just street guys." That's actually an understatement. We're men of honor and code, no matter our financial status. Bro hit the main line with the rest of our kind. No PC. During the 2-minute phone call, the rapper can be heard telling the caller he is okay and remaining optimistic. Further into the recording, Lil Durk sparks controversy when he claimed that he is being received well by other inmates, debunking suggestions that he was being kept in protective custody.
Yeah, downstairs they be like, man, you know you, man, send me upstairs. Whatever it is, I gotta tap to you.
The phone call quickly went viral, drawing more questions from fans who questioned the authenticity of the recording and the motive behind its release. Prior to releasing the audio clip, not much was known about the user. However, a quick search on his Instagram unearths posts linking him with Durk's OTF record label. The posts show that he has collaborated with a number of OTF artists, including Bonnie Mo. There are also pictures of him striking poses with Booka 600 and Durk himself. Nevertheless, many fans were still critical about the leak and wondered why the user would leak the call amidst the ongoing investigation into Durk's involvement in the murder-for-hire case. Fans were particularly irked by a part of the recording where the caller could be heard telling Durk, "We ain't never moved our money except for that first time. Once it was back, it was back." According to the fans, talking about moving money, given the fact that Durk is being investigated for allegedly hiring people to kill Quando Rondo was very careless, as it could provide more evidence that could be used against the embattled rapper. Additionally, fans felt revealing details about Durk's situation in jail could further expose him to more risks, as his ops would now have enough motivation to plan an attack on him, seeing as he has confirmed that he isn't under protective custody. If there is one thing fans have come to understand about the rivalries within the drill rap scene, it is that ops never pass up an opportunity to get one over their rivals, and they never forgive. Surprisingly, this wasn't the tune that was being sounded by Lil Tim when he sat down for a Vlad TV interview on November 26, 2024. Lil Tim is a friend of Quando Rondo and was initially arrested for King Von's murder in 2020 before the charges were dropped 3 years later. During the interview, Lil Tim spoke about the possibility of Lil Durk facing the death penalty over the death of his friend, Lil Pab, and his answers were not what many would have expected. When asked by the host how he would feel if Lil Durk was sentenced to death over Lil Pab's death, Lil Tim responded,
Shit, I feel like, in my head, I just put it like, shit, that what God wanted to happen. Shit, it mean too much or how much I really feel about it. I'll just be like, that what God want to happen.
Tim added that if Durk were found innocent, he would still accept it as part of God's plan. He went on to emphasize that God ultimately determines everything. Later in the interview, Tim was asked if he would feel the same way if Durk was sentenced to life in prison, and this time he offered a more empathetic response. He said,
"Cause I don't wish jail on nobody. Like I'm not no person who be like, well, I hope he don't never get out or nothing like that. I ain't that type of person. I ain't no type of person who wish jail on nobody, cause I wouldn't want nobody to wish jail on me."
For those who have followed Lil Durk's feud with Quando Rondo, it is a bit surprising that Lil Tim has chosen the path of peace. Over the past half a decade, both camps have found it difficult to hide their hatred for each other and have regularly traded insults and threats on social media or through the lyrics of diss songs. But while some fans believe Tim's relatively peaceful stance might be a ruse, others argue that Durk's current legal troubles are serving as a warning for other rappers to either clean up their acts or get shipped to jail. The year 2024 was shaping up to be the biggest and most successful year of Durk's career after picking up a Grammy for his track All My Life. More recently, he was honored with the keys to the city from Broadview Mayor Katrina Thompson and Bellwood Mayor Andre Harvey. Sadly, barely a week after receiving the keys to the city, things began to unravel quickly for the rapper, starting with his arrest in Miami, Florida. A grand jury subsequently indicted him on felony charges in connection with a murder-for-hire plot that targeted Quando Rondo. The incident stems from an August 19, 2023 shooting incident that happened at a Los Angeles gas station. According to reports, Rondo and his cousin, Lil Pab, were riding in a black Cadillac Escalade when masked gunmen ambushed them at a gas station. Although Rondo was the target, he somehow managed to escape, but his cousin wasn't as lucky. According to an affidavit filed in federal court by FBI agent Sarah Corcoran, Lil Durk placed a bounty on Quando Rondo's life in retaliation for King Von's murder in 2020. The murder-for-hire plot was later executed by 5 men: Kayvon London Grant, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, David Bryan Lindsay, Keith Jones, and Asa Houston, who tracked Rondo to the gas station before firing sporadically at him. All 5 men are alleged to have ties to Durk's OTF crew and have been hit with federal charges, including conspiracy to commit murder for hire, committing murder for hire involving a death, and use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in death. More recently, Lil Durk appeared in court on November 15th, where he pleaded not guilty to all charges brought against him. A detention hearing to determine whether he would be granted bond has been set for December 12th, while his trial is set to commence in January 2025. If found guilty, the rapper may be looking at some extended time behind bars. But just how long are we talking about? Lil Durk facing life in prison. Lil Durk is facing the possibility of spending life in prison, which is the maximum sentence in federal prison if he is found guilty of the charges brought against him. Following Lil Durk's initial appearance at the United States District Court for the Southern District of Florida on October 25th, U.S. Attorney Martin Estrada emphasized the gravity of Durk's alleged crimes in a press release. He said, "Mr. Banks is charged with orchestrating a cold-blooded murder that resulted in the death of a rival's family member. Not only that, the shooting occurred in the open, at a gas station at a busy intersection, endangering many others in the area. Violent gun crime of this sort is devastating to our community, and we will have zero tolerance for those who perpetrate such callous acts of violence." But Lil Durk's legal trouble started long before he was arrested or stepped foot in the courthouse. According to Akil Davis, assistant director in charge of the FBI Los Angeles field office, the bureau had been quietly gathering evidence against the rapper and his associates since the tragic shooting incident that claimed Lil Pab's life. Davis stated, "No excuse can justify this violent act, and let me be clear, while you're going about your life thinking you got away with it, the FBI is piecing together the facts that will serve as your undoing." After several months gathering evidence and coordinating with local law enforcement, the 5 hitmen involved in the murder-for-hire plot were arrested in the Chicago area. The news of their arrest and subsequent 4-count federal grand jury indictment alleging their roles in the wicked plot sent social media into a frenzy as fans began to speculate whether Lil Durk would be next. The rapper probably caught wind of the FBI's plans to arrest him and immediately set into motion a plan to flee the country by outsmarting the feds. On the same day the 5 men connected to his OTF crew were arrested, Lil Durk allegedly booked multiple international flights in a desperate attempt to escape the U.S. jurisdiction. The flights included 2 one-way trips to Dubai and Switzerland, which he presumably hoped to use as a decoy because he never boarded the flights. The FBI, however, learned that Durk had booked a private jet to Italy, and he was arrested just near the departing airport in Miami just an hour before the plane was scheduled to take off. According to the indictment filed against against Durk. The rapper is described as the leader of the Chicago-based rap group known as Only the Family, or OTF. Law enforcement also believes OTF operates as a gang where members perpetrate violent acts such as murder and assault at Durk's direction and to maintain their status within the group. The indictment alleged that Durk's feud with Quando Rondo stemmed from the November 6, 2020 murder in which an associate of Rondo shot and killed rapper King Von, who was a close friend of Lil Durk. Lil Durk blamed Rondo for the death of his friend and reportedly began to plot his revenge by placing a bounty on Rondo's life and recruiting people who he felt were capable of executing the plan. On August 19, 2022, several OTF members and associates used 2 vehicles to track and stalk Rondo around Los Angeles for several hours. The hours-long trail eventually culminated in a shooting at a gas station located near the Beverly Center Mall. The co-conspirators allegedly fired at least 18 rounds at Quando Rondo's vehicle, striking and killing Lul Pab, who had been riding with Quando Rondo on that fateful day. Court documents show that investigators were able to tie Lil Durk to the murder-for-hire plot through several transactions and purchases that were paid for using money from Durk or OTF-related accounts. For instance, bank and flight records show that an OTF member paid for flight tickets for 5 co-conspirators to travel from Chicago to California on the day before the fatal shooting. More importantly, around the time the tickets were purchased, court documents showed that Durk told the OTF associate booking the flights, "Don't book no." Flights under no names involved with me. Perhaps the most incriminating part of the whole plot is that on the day of the murder, Durk also traveled down to California in a private jet, and he was in the company of one of the co-conspirators, Calvin London Grant. Later that day, Grant purchased ski masks and paid for the hotel rooms of the other hitmen using a credit card in Durk's name. Gathering all these against Lil Durk and his OTF associates was no easy feat, and court documents show that the FBI reportedly got aided by a snitch within the OTF ranks. The indictment revealed that the informant, identified as OTF member Jam, allegedly worked with the FBI for several years and even wore a hidden wire to gather evidence for authorities. Through Jam's cooperation, the FBI was able to obtain information that directly related to the murder-for-hire plot. The revelation of the alleged betrayal within OTF has since sparked significant attention from fans who haven't held back on dropping their 2 cents on the developing story. Adding to the drama, a picture of Jam eating McDonald's during a police interrogation surfaced online, leading to another round of speculation and jokes online about the situation. According to reports, Jam, who is currently serving a 12-year prison sentence for attempted murder, allegedly provided information to law enforcement authorities while wearing a wire. The footage of Jam in the interrogation room, munching on McDonald's and glancing at the security camera was shared by DJ Academics, who encouraged his followers to caption the post. The footage quickly garnered multiple reactions from fans such as "Bro snitched on Durk for a Big Mac and fries," and "He told for a Kai Sinat meal." Barely 2 days after this video was shared by Academics, another video surfaced online that allegedly shows OTF Jam wearing a wire around Lil Durk. The video captures Durk, Jam, and a few other men in a dimly lit room, apparently speaking to another group of people on the phone. However, while other people appeared to be relaxed and having a good time, OTF Jam was visibly disturbed and grew more restless as the video progressed. As expected, the video drew several reactions from fans, with many of them noting that Jam was acting suspiciously in the video. One X-user wrote, "He definitely moving suspect AF on here, SMH." Another person commented, "Folks seem uncomfortable as fuck. Seemed like he don't belong there. Really fidgety. He wasn't acting normal, I can tell you that." A third person said, "The wire was clearly in the jacket. Niggas was probably too high to realize what he was doing." As fans continued to label OTF as a snitch, some other fans were quick to point out that there was no real evidence to suggest that he was the informant being referred to in the indictment. One user wrote, "There hasn't been one legitimate source that said he wore a wire, or that he's the one who snitched. It's not in any indictment or on any official document. Y'all let these bloggers and podcasters gas y'all into fictitious narratives. Do better, my guy." Another group of fans highlighted that Durk had brought his current situation upon himself with some of his utterances since Lul Pab's murder. Interestingly, these fans aren't too far off with their claims after it was revealed that federal prosecutors are citing Lil Durk's lyrics in the criminal case, accusing him of ordering his OTF associates to murder Quando Rondo. In the amended charges brought against Lil Durk last month, prosecutors alleged that Durk had directly referenced the shooting in a 2022 song titled "Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy." The court documents statement stated, following the attempted murder of Rondo and the murder of Lil Pab, defendant Banks sought to commercialize Lil Pab's death by rapping about his revenge on Rondo. The feds claimed that the lyrics of that particular track make reference to a news clip filmed shortly after the shooting in which Rondo can be seen screaming "No, no" when he sees Lil Pab's dead body being carried from the car. In the lyrics referenced in the indictment, Durk raps, "Told me they got an Addy, go, go. Got location, go, go. Green light, go, 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 go." Durk raps in the lyrics referenced in the indictment, "Look on the news and see your son, you screaming, no, no." While Durk's lyrics may have landed him in trouble with the feds, it was his bitter feud with Quando Rondo that ultimately led him down a rabbit hole that he would be extremely lucky to get out of. The beef that put Lil Durk in prison. Everything seemed nearly chilled between Lil Durk and Quando Rondo, who were both in different camps. While the OTF founder had his fort with the likes of King Von, Quando Rondo looked to NBA Youngboy. But after King Von's untimely death, which occurred outside a nightclub in 2020, everything changed. Back in November 2020, King Von, who made it a constant to throw shades at Quando Rondo, decided to take the beef up a notch by throwing punches up close. The now deceased rapper allegedly started a brawl after he met Quando Rondo inside Monaco Hookah Lounge at 255 Trinity Avenue. Police claimed that King Von's crew did not back down, while Quando Rondo sprung to action trying to defend against the attacks. Soon, they brought the fight outside, and as expected in a gang fight, bullets began flying around. The officers who responded to the violence explained that 3 people sustained gunshot injuries, and they were immediately rushed to the hospital in an ambulance. Meanwhile, 3 others involved in the fight were taken to the hospital in privately owned vehicles. According to reports, the police later arrested 2 men at the crime scene. One of the suspects was 22-year-old Timothy Leaks, aka Lil Tim, and he was subsequently charged for King Von's death. But months later, he was acquitted of any wrongdoing after prosecutors determined that he had acted in self-defense. But this decision only aggravated the anger that Lil Durk felt towards Quando Rondo, and he silently declared war on him. This began with Quando Rondo finding it impossible to perform freely as he received public safety threats, which often led to cancellation of his shows. This attack on Rondo's career was allegedly orchestrated by King Von's associates who bought the tickets for the shows. Around that time, a message between Quando Rondo and Lil Durk surfaced online, showing Rondo begging Lil Durk to call off the beef online. Quando Rondo alleged that he could not make money because some people took the situation too far. However, on the other end, Lil Durk refused to give in or take the blame for starting the intense hate directed at Quando Rondo. Let's not forget that before this scenario, Quando Rondo boldly affirmed his connection to Lil Tim, calling him his twin and a brother he could die for. Spoiler alert, Lil Tim did try to die for him. In fact, the bullet he fired at King Von was to protect Quando Rondo, who was at the receiving end of the clash outside the hookah lounge. To make matters worse, King Von's closest associates, including his family, were not backing down from the hate game. In an interview with Fuchsia's TV, King Von's uncle Range Rover Hang confirmed that OTF will forever have beef with Quando Rondo's side. He explained that Quando Rondo might suffer forever because they killed a real one, and King Von's friends must take their pound of flesh.
I mean, he can slip through the cracks, but it's ugly for him, bro. You know, niggas got points to prove that was a real one. They killed a real one, bro. We ain't gonna get nobody else like that.
Range Rover Hang spoke nothing but the truth as fans of King Von began the Slide for Von movement. They craved revenge and hoped that Lil Durk went after those who killed King Von. At least that was what their comment implied. In 2022, one fan wrote, "Why hasn't Durk slide for Von yet? If it was other way around, Von would have been slide." That same year, King Von's verified X account made a tweet about Lil Durk sliding for him. It read, "Slide for me, please." The following year, another fan chimed about Lil Durk's failure to act for his friend. The person tweeted, "It's been 3 years he still ain't slide for Von yet." Initially, Lil Durk did not seem like he would give in to the pressure from fans, as he once tweeted that the fans were only fishing for trouble. But as the years rolled by, he appeared to get interested in the slide for Von comments and went on to rap about it in a song, claiming fans were trolling him with the movement. Following his arrest, fans unearthed his interview with DJ Academics, where he made a silent declaration with few words. The rapper was asked about the slide for Von comments, and he maintained that they had left his radar.
You get triggered by the
Beat
slide.
the shit out of this little ass, man. What are
You
you
get
talking
triggered
about?
by the slide for Von comments. I don't know if people still say it.
For some reason, I just don't see the comments no more.
At the time of the interview, this statement did not mean much, but people are now seeing things more clearly, especially with the heavy charges on the rapper. Lil Durk would have gone undetected with fans, believing he never did slide for Von by going after Quando Rondo. This is because the rapper had decided to change his lifestyle shortly before his arrest. On August 18th this year, Lil Durk shocked the world when he declared his belief in Islam. The rapper explained that he was leaving the life of feud and rivalry behind, turning a new leaf. Via one of his posts, he goes, "Don't label me nothing outside of a man, a father, and a 1000% Muslim, The Voice. Via his Instagram story, Lil Durk brought clarity to the post, emphasizing that he was a new man. He wrote, "I don't gangbang, I'm a Muslim. Basically what I was saying on my post in so many words, you can't do both, I'ma be the one who say it." This wasn't the first time Lil Durk will be surprising the rap world. Back in 2022, at the height of the slide for Von comments, the rapper assured fans that he was ready to curb the violence in his hometown, Chicago. In an interview with Rolling Stone, he explained that he would begin by getting the city together. He added, "Even if you do 99% of shit right, you still got 1% of the demons with you. You get angry fast and one reply can fuck up $1 billion. That's why I'm not saying names no more in my music. I ain't speaking on the dead no more. None of that." About a month before he was let off by cops in cuffs, Lil Durk affirmed his strong belief in second chances while touting that he has become a changed man. The rapper declared himself felon-free, establishing via a tweet that his criminal records had been wiped clean with his new life. On X, Lil Durk shared, "Everybody should get second chances at life. It's about what you do with it. Alhamdulillah, my background wiped and clean of all cases. I ain't a felon anymore. Who would have thought? I want to thank everyone who helped push my vision forward. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, The Voice." Despite being behind bars with a slew of charges hanging around his neck, the rapper who calls himself The Voice is claiming innocent. Per Forbes, in his grand jury indictment on the murder for hire conspiracy against Quando Rondo's cousin, he pleaded not guilty. Somehow, Lil Durk fans saw this as a bold move, and it further solidified their belief in his innocence. After his arrest, they trended the Free Durk movement online. This gave the rapper's team an idea to float merchandise, including hoodies with Free Durk on them. Another trend began after the not guilty plea, with netizens wanting to purchase items. Whatever love Lil Durk is getting, hopefully it is enough to push him through, as he may be on a rather long ride to freedom, judging from the evidence against him. If you like this content and would love to have more videos like these pop up, click on the showing on the screen.